Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Secret to Success with me, Joel Outschool. Let me take a couple of minutes to explain to you who our special guest is appearing today on our special segment, Secret to Success. She is known as the poetess of the Sri Lankan film industry and also the wife, the doyen of the Sri Lankan film industry, that is the wife of Mr. Lester James Pieris. And she's none other than Mrs. Sumitra Pieris. Being the most educated woman in the film industry, I'm sure you possess a secret to success. What is your secret to success, Mrs. Pieris?
My secret to success is not failure, because I think I could have fallen on the way. My mother died when I was very young. I went to Europe to live on a yacht when I was 21, and I lived with the Bohemians, and I had exposure to a lot of free ideas, free life. But deep down, I guess my Visakha Vidyalaya training, the Buddhist background, the family middle class family values held me. And I was determined to study filmmaking. Though at that time there was hardly a film industry. Even Rekha was in the making, I wasn't aware. So for me, I decided to be a filmmaker and not knowing where I was going, because there was no industry to sustain you. But as one would say, as a Christian is a God would, or my pre-karma, things changed, and I am here today.
It was stunning for me to hear. You said, your secret to success is not failure. But let me make this remark. Everyone fails in life. You must have fallen in your life. If so, please do tell our audience, how do you see failure in life and how would you overcome failure in your life?
I think failure, using a cliche, is to say pillars of success, which is not that, but failure gives you the kind of energy to try again. You take certain decisions, it doesn't work, and you feel you've failed, but you think of the other options, and then you go to the next. And then you find maybe this is your destiny, that is why you failed. So you can understand that. You can read back your life actually from a vantage point when you're at your age, not at your age, my dear, but at my age, you look back at life and think, I could have stopped a long way back. I could have messed up my life, but Providence or the powers that be guided me through. I just got onto a ship and went, and then got onto this yacht and lived 3 months in the south of France. I don't think anybody had done that yet. So more than my filmmaking career, I think that challenge that I took has given me the courage to succeed in life.
Well, Mrs. Pieris, I would like to ask you, you're given a chance to change something. If you are to make a change in life, what would that simple change be?
Actually, that's a difficult question, because not that my life has been perfect, but I couldn't think of changing very much. Only thing is, I was very keen to study at IDEC, the French school, and I wish I had got the chance to do that. But when it came to my choice, I met Lester Pieris by accident in Paris. He had come with Rekha, and he said, what are you doing in Paris? Trying to do language to get into a college here. Why don't you go across the channel and go to the London School of Film Technique? So I guess sometimes my expression in film would have been different if I studied in France, I'm not sure. But I think my greatest influence, finally, is my dear husband. Lester Pieris, being with him, working on his material, being his editor, I think gave me an insight to film. So it's difficult to say whether I would really want anything changed.
They say behind every successful man there is a woman. Well, I'm sure you also made a note saying that Mr. Pieris was your pillar of success. Well, a lot of people, youngsters, let me focus on the youngsters. If there's a message that you would like to give out, what would that simple message be?
I would, of course, use a cliche again. It says, don't get discouraged. If you fail, try and try again. And world out there is not a bed of roses. Life is difficult for everybody, whether you are coming from comfortable backgrounds or from deprived backgrounds. It's a relative thing, but it is your inner strength that gives you the courage. So I feel that people should be focused. I think young people should find a focus fairly early in life without floating around and experimenting. Life is, when you come to our age, you realize life is not that long, you know. When you, at the blink of your eyelids, your life has gone past. So it's, when you're young, it's a marvelous thing. So enjoy being young, but try and focus and feel to find a need to achieve. I wouldn't say achieve in a very narrow sense, but it's a personal, whatever you're gifted with, see whether you can realize those gifts and contribute and be a part of society and feel at the end of the day that your life has been worthwhile.
You placed your words very well and used your words very well, and you also said life is not a bed of roses. Very well said. If there's a memory that you remember to date, it could be one today, the most unforgettable memory, what would that memory be?
I think meeting my husband for the first time, maybe.
Love at first sight?
Funnily, it wasn't love at first sight, but it was respect at first sight.
Respect at first sight.
And I came to know him in a meaningful way years later. But I think that first encounter, when he came through, I was at the embassy, and when he came through those doors with his film to go to the Cannes Festival, here was my dream to be a filmmaker. Here was this man who's made a film in Sri Lanka, and up to that time I hadn't even seen a Sinhala film, and he had brought this film, and here I met him, and I saw the film. I saw a Sinhala film for the first time in France. So all those things, I think, are memories that are clobbered together as such. And that, I think, is a definitive moment in my life, though it wasn't love at first sight, no.
Thank you very much for coming on our interview and sharing your secret to success. It was an absolute pleasure and an honor to have you with us on our segment, Secret to Success. Well, that was the secret to success, what Mrs. Sumitra Pieris had to share on our special segment, Secret to Success. Stop by with us next time as we will unveil you the secret to success of another personality.